Okay, we're back. We're on a boat, sorry. And it's going fast. And I do actually own a nautical themed Pashmina Afghan, but I'm not wearing it. I want to talk about tonight's actual sponsor. It's not Audible. It's me playing Fate Grand Order. Fate Grand Order. You can completely rewrite history by having your favorite historical figures beat each other up with superpowers.
That sounds amazing.
Is that what you're playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that Thomas Edison became the President King of America and launched a mechanized assault against Cuchulainn, Ireland's Child of Light? Only in Fate Grand Order can you make your dreams possible. Look, when James Moriarty ripped out the heart of Sherlock Holmes, I was like, damn, this is a dope storyline, y'all. All right, speaking of a dope storyline, let's talk about how Kazador is getting stabbed to death. Actually, Kazador, I'm gonna throw you a freebie here. If you'd like to use your reaction, a dude moves more than 5 feet past you as the guy chases after delicious Rik-Jaxx.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Okay, you use your reaction attack. You slam out a warhammer as this guy's just like creeping after Rik-Jaxx. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, you punish him for his unnecessary movement. And then he very necessarily attempts to stab Rik-Jaxx. He's in blood frenzy because Rik-Jaxx is delicious and very murderable. How's the 16?
That hits.
The most murderable. Absolutely murderable. 4 points of damage.
Not murdered yet.
But he has a second attack.
Oh, I shouldn't have said anything.
Another 2 points of damage as he bites you on the neck again and sucks some blood. Actually, I don't think you've been bitten yet, so now you too get to feel the cold, slimy tongue of elf frog justice.
Gross. All right, that puts me at 0.
You go down, and this guy like leans back over your body and into the night. He's celebrating. Runa, you have some problems, but first, let's talk about this drawing. I mean, clearly I see Runa here. What else is going on? You seem to be being under attack.
Yeah, by some zombies, skeletal zombies. PlanetKhaos was talking about it earlier, and I was like, yeah, I could draw some zombies. That sounds fun. So that's
I like the zombie swordsman here. That sword is fucking dope as shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's magic sword.
Magic sword.
I mean, look, that's some very advanced sword craft. I want to point out that the tapered blade is so that the blade doesn't get vacuum sealed inside of people when you stab them. It's very advanced swordcraft. It didn't come out until like the latest eras of blade usage. People couldn't figure out why stabbing someone wouldn't let you pull a blade out of their chest. Very weird.
Interesting. And here I just thought it was cool.
It's super
every day.
Cool. Super cool. Speaking of super cool things, what super cool thing will Runa do to keep the ship from colliding with a bunch of
we
sharp
were gonna
spikes?
check in with Mortrick. Damn it.
Mortrick's next.
Since she would just got out of the range on her last attack, she's going to try to kick the wheel to spin it in the opposite direction and then catch it before it could go too far over.
Okay. Do you have vehicle proficiency?
I do not.
Then simply make a strength check.
Okay.
You will need to hit a 11.
Strength, just a flat strength check.
Just a flat strength because you don't have proficiency at piloting a ship.
So it's a save or
it's just a strength roll.
All right, so 1d20 plus 2.
You sure you don't want to pre-roll like 50 20s real quick? Just get them out of your system. You kick it so hard, the wheel spins a whole shit ton. It slows down, and you grab it before it can start to turn back, and you feel the whole ship lurch.
Drifted.
No one is handling the sails right now. So as the ship's turning, it loses speed as the wind is no longer behind it.
That's fine.
Yeah, you just, I wouldn't say Tokyo drift. You straight drifted, narrow drifted.
I yanked on the handle a little bit, you know.
I don't actually remember what I called this body of water, the sea that it's in. I'll have to come up with a good ocean name. I feel like the narrow ocean would be a dumb name for an ocean. Mortrick, speaking of things with dumb names. That was very mean. I know. You didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. But not everybody does. Not everybody does deserve that.
Oh my god.
Tell me what you got going on.
I'm still just yelling as loud as I can, trying to wake up the crew. And I'm gonna take the hit to get away from that guy.
Okay. Yeah.
And if I'm not dead, I'm gonna.
Are you at full health?
Rik-Jaxx. Yeah, I'm at full health.
Okay, so he doesn't get extra bonusy. 11 is not going to hit you. You run over, you kneel down beside Rik-Jaxx, you lay a hand on his head, and you heal for a lot. You heal for a lot.
Damn.
Rik-Jaxx, you immediately shake awake. This dude is still over your body, like doing a weird dance.
I'm holding his hand, Rik-Jaxx. And we're like, in my culture, this isn't considered anything at all.
Look, it's going to be really curious when I start piecing together everything you said about Mortrick's backstory, and I'm like, so he's been at college for 6 years but never graduated. Where he comes from, holding people's hands isn't considered intimate. And then we're going to visit that town one day, and it's going to be fucking wild.
I want to tell Mortrick real quick. I said, don't worry, when you were drowning, I gave you mouth to mouth. It doesn't mean anything either.
Well, Rik-Jaxx, you say that as he helps you stand up. You pick up your blades, and it's your turn.
Wow, that was great timing.
Yeah, he came right.
That was brilliant, Mortrick.
He may not be there when you call, but he's always right on time.
Yeah.
It does take half
so
your movement to stand up.
Okay, that'll give me one more to go right next to Kazador.
Okay.
So that I'm going to attack the one to my right.
Okay. You are sneak attack capable on him right now.
Correct. Yep. Yes, sir. So first attack.
Good.
20 will hit for 4. Would you like to sneak attack?
Now, am I able to decide if he is dead first and then sneak attack, or I just have to decide?
I think you have to decide ahead of time.
Okay, I'll sneak attack.
Yeah, he's definitely not dead from a 4 damage hit.
Okay, and then I should know this by now, but /R or R/?
/R.
/R.
/R. 1d.
R/ will get you on Reddit. /R will let you roll.
Okay.
4 more points of damage. So he's bleeding now as you strike him with your larger sword, which is not to say that it is a particularly large sword. It's just large for you. And you draw a cruel arc across his chest. And then you dig it in deep with your sneak attack in like an area that looks kind of sensitive. And when you pull it out, you notice there's a ton of blood pouring out, and he shrieks. Oh, it looks just like that picture of you that's on screen right now, where blood is dripping off of your weapon. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. You want to attack with that gauche?
I am. Oh man, should I? No, I'm actually not going to. So I want to disengage to this square.
Okay, you hop away. Your action is so cunning. Kazador, you're the heaviest of the group. I think I can just say that outright. Like, you're a dwarf. You wear heavy armor. You feel the ship shifting around you, and you're like, whoa. Dwarves are not predisposed toward ocean travel, so it's been a rough time for you. It's real bad right now. You're feeling pretty tossed around.
Luckily, I'm taking my low stance, just keeping stable. All right, and then I'm gonna go for the bottom one.
Are you exiting Tunnel Fighter, or are you keeping it?
Do I have to exit Tunnel Fighter to?
I don't. No. I think it's just as long as you don't move, you don't leave Tunnel Fighter.
Yeah, so I'm not going to move.
I think.
And do I still get another bonus action at the end of the round?
Let me see here. How long Tunnel Fighter lasts?
I have a feeling.
No, it lasts until the start of your next turn, so you are out of Tunnel Fighter unless
Yes.
you wish to re-up it.
Yes, I think. Okay.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm going to attack the bottom fella.
Okay.
Yep. Take a swipe with the Warhammer. His face. Again, these guys are creepy. I don't know what these
Yes, they are. Super creepy. And also super getting hit in the faceable. You hit him in the face and you hear cracking noise. His jaw, it looks like he can't like close it anymore. There's a sick crunching noise.
And then I'm going to take Tunnel Fighter again.
Okay. So it's your boy Hal. He begins making the same motions again, holding his dagger high, speaking in an unknown language. And then Kazador, you just kind of feel something about the air around you change briefly for a split second as something goes past you. Nope. So another hole gets punched in the sail. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this. It's really tough to do this with them like right next to me.
Just be careful. Just be careful. Okay, we need that sail.
There's plenty of replacements down there, but just tell them that the monsters did it.
Maybe use your spell on the sail and not the monsters. You know the men's.
He doesn't have mending though. He's like, I don't have that thing. That's not a thing that I can do.
You cleaned my armor. What was that?
Well, that's prestidigitation. They're different.
Okay.
Runa, from your vantage point, you can see the ship starting to turn left. It's not going to get close enough to bump up against the rocks to the right side of the ship, but it's going to be close. And you are, with the sails damaged and with the ship turning away from the wind, you're losing speed rapidly. So the ship is going to drift for a very long time, but it's going to slow down just as equally quickly.
Okay. I'm not too worried about the sails right now. I just want to keep it off of the rocks. So whatever I need to do to...
Okay. You'll just need to either straighten it out or hold it left for a little bit longer.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so these guys, he's keen to your tunnel fighter tricks. They've both noticed that you're in this weird stance. He's tasted your blade, your warhammer, and he doesn't want any more of it. So they're both going full ham on Kazador.
All right.
And they both have blood frenzy against you on all of their attacks. 19.
Yeah.
Spear attack from behind, stabs you for 7 points of damage. Oh, you feel it right over your kidney. Your chainmail's doesn't penetrate, except for like a little bit of the tip, but just the kinetic force transferring to your body hurts like shit.
If only I was wearing my plate.
Yeah, you actually would have missed on his plate. Oh fuck! All right, he goes for a bite and gets a critical hit. Look, man. You get vampired. 7 points of damage, Kazador, as he... this guy that you're tracking going around you just suddenly lurches towards you and, like, grabs onto your cheek and is, like, biting the inside of your mouth. And he rips out a little piece of it and is just, like, tasting the blood from inside your mouth. Oh, it's so disgusting. How you doing? You down? Still up?
1 point.
Oh, my God. All right, well... I got bad news for you. The other guys still with that.
Ah, shit.
Yep.
I was so victorious.
I mean, look, you. Oh wow, you don't get hit there either. You do get hit here,
Yeah.
and it's the other bite.
Okay.
So you definitely go down. While you're turned, you hear a noise from behind you. You get pummeled by the spear from behind, and as you turn to face the enemy, it gets his jaws on the back of your neck like a kitten being dragged by a mother cat, and he just bites down, and you're like, oh, it's such incredible pain. There's so many nerves back there. Oh, and you completely white out, and you fall to the deck as he lowers you down, licking the lifeblood off of you. Runa, things don't seem to be going well down on deck. Kazador is being consumed.
No, it does not.
By two frog people.
Does it look like I have enough time to get away from the wheel and attack and then come back?
You could let the wheel slide for like 1 round, maybe.
I don't think I could get over that. 5, 10. Yeah. I think I'll just stay here.
Okay, you're just gonna hold the course?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Wow, you sound so defeated about that. You're just like, yeah, I'll save everybody's lives and make sure we can continue our journey. I really wish I was beating people to death.
Yep.
Everybody else is having a dramatic fight scene. We cut back to Runa, and it's just like accordion music. Whoom, 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 whoom. Mortrick, you're doing okay. Your party's not.
Do I have to do everything? Because I know I'm gonna have to fix those sails when we're done. And as I like move here, wait, where's the what's this?
That's the hold. It's currently open. Kazador's body has fallen next to it, and
Okay.
at the bottom of the hold ladder is where Hal is firing invisible force energy out of.
All right. As I pass the hold, I'm gonna yell to Hal, "Hey, wake everyone else up, dumbass!"
Everybody's waking up. They can all hear this.
Well, tell them to hurry up.
They can hear everything we're saying. Also, you're the dumbass.
And as I move here, I'm gonna talk to this frog monster elf thing guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, give me a goddamn minute and I'll get to you. And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Kaz.
Is this your last spell?
Oh shit, I only have 2.
You have already cast twice, sir.
I did already cast twice, yeah.
You go to cast on Kazador, and you're like sparks flying out of your fingers.
Like,
the creature beside you goes.
I forgot.
What else do you want to do?
I guess can I just go ahead and swing and attack at him?
Yeah.
All right.
You swing Gorefang. Shing. You resheath it real quick so that you can fast draw it.
Nice.
3 points of damage. This guy takes the attack to his face. Ah! He turns to look at you with blood trailing down through one of his eyes, and he blinks it, and now the whole eye is covered in blood.
Came early, motherfucker.
Rik-Jaxx, Kazador's down. Things are turning against you.
Okay, I can go through squares though, right? So
Yes, through allied
I
squares.
go, but I can't go through his. Right. So I'll go to here
All
and
right.
attack the guy to my left.
Yep. You can sneak attack as Mortrick is engaged. So you duck under Mortrick's wild swing as Gorefang draws the attack. Wow, critical hit. Okay. So this guy is looking at Mortrick when you just stab him through the brain. So Mortrick, this guy is like stuck with this weird grimace on his face looking at you, and then Rik-Jaxx is like stabbing way up high, and then like puts his boot on the guy and rips it out. The Sahagin falls back, twitching on deck, bleeding out.
I'm gonna tell Rik-Jaxx, you know, if that was tapered, it would come out much easier.
It is tapered. Look, I made it. I had this made in town. All right. Well, that was great.
You technically,
but that was my action.
If you wanna, you still have movement left. You could step and secondary attack.
I would love to, but I can't do that, right? Because
Why not?
that would be a second attack.
With your bonus action, you do the offhand weapon.
Oh, so anytime during the round.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
You don't have to follow
That's-
up on the same target.
Sounds great. That's what I'll do then.
So you spin around with the force of your first attack and bring the second weapon up as you're coming through. You got momentum, and 11 will not hit though. He like grabs your hand as it's coming toward him, and then like the two of you are locked for a moment, and you pull away. Kazador, you're in an empty blank space. There's nothing in any direction. You seek out the heart of the mountain, and there's nothing around you. There is but shattered stone, which does not recognize dwarf. It believes it belongs to the ocean, not to the earth. And so your soul, crying out for anything dwarf-like, finds nothing in any direction. A blank plain.
This would not be noble to die here.
Make a death saving throw.
All right.
I mean, look, it's pretty fucking noble to die trying to save your crew and protect more. Well, it's moderately noble to die. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Kazador leaps off the deck and says, it would not be noble to die here. That's a natural 20 on a recovery roll, which means you come back up with 1 hit point.
All right. Do I get...
No, it's the end of your round at the end of it.
I don't even get a bonus action?
Nope. Sorry. Your whole round is recovering. You're actually going to have to spend movement to stand up next round. I just thought it'd be cool to have you be like... Hal is going to fire off another one of his energy beams. Nope. Another hole through the sail. All three of you feel it as it goes past you. And then the sail just rips. There's 3 fist-sized holes in the sail now. The sail is just like wildly flapping. Runa, you got the ship pretty well straightened out for now. You like aim it so that the next time it needs to turn is in like 2 minutes, going around the next curve. That's 20 rounds. You're muted.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. So, can I get over there?
Oh, sorry. It's actually their turn. I was just telling you
Gotcha.
what was updated with the ship.
For sure.
It's stabbing time, and the person that's getting stabbed is Kazador. He hungry, and Kazador is delicious. So delicious, he goes back down. 6 points of damage, you drop. And then he's going to turn and try to eat Rik-Jaxx. Rik-Jaxx, you also have damage on you right now?
Yeah. Let me see where I'm at. So, yeah, I've got 9 points.
Oh, yeah,
left.
Lead Frenzy. He bites your face for 5 points of damage.
Right.
There's like sharpened teeth marks, like needles on your cheek as he gets in there. And you feel the wet of blood and also from his weird tongue.
Gotcha.
Runa, people going down left and right. Kazador is back down again. He briefly said something super cool before getting stabbed in the gut again.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't think I can get all the way over there. But I'm going to try. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I can get right behind Rik-Jaxx.
Yes. If you have any more key points left, can't you use like Step of the Wind or something to...
I only have 2.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you guys blow through that stuff really fast.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stand over Kaz in a protective stance. I know I don't have any key points left, but I'm gonna hold my action. If there,
you could drag Kazador's body away if you wanted.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. But doesn't that provoke an attack of opportunity?
No,
It does not.
necessary.
Then I'll do that. I'll drag him.
You drag Kazador away. There's like a line of blood on the deck where his body gets dragged over. Mortrick.
All right, to me. I'm gonna go around that way.
You get in behind him. He turns.
Stab this guy.
He's trying to keep both of you in his line of sight.
And kaboom!
As you slash with Gorfang, you briefly feel a surge of power. You stab him through the gut in the process. Roll an additional d6 for your critical damage.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice hit.
You're sorry, I think you're muted.
What? I'm muted?
Oh no, now I can hear you. You stab him through the gut, and true to its name, Gorfang comes out the other side. Normally, if this was a regular blow, it would not have been enough to kill him, but with the critical damage, he falls to the ground. The blade slips off of him, and you could swear for a moment that all of the blood that should be on the blade is gone.
Interesting.
The blade drank it.
All of the enemies are down. Within the next few minutes, more crewmen become coming up, helping to handle the ship.
I'm gonna like climb up and start casting mending on the sail.
It will take you, I believe, 10 minutes to accomplish this.
It's 1 minute per.
1 minute.
1 minute, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And as I climb up, I'm going to yell down to Hal, like, thanks a lot.
I was just trying to be helpful, like a good hireling. You know what? I'm not going to attack stuff anymore. I'll just make meals and read stuff and speak languages. I can apparently speak a new language now. It's pretty cool.
What language? Elfish?
I'm pretty sure it's abyssal, so the language of demons and water creatures. No big deal.
Didn't Mortrick have to wait an hour, though, to cast the spell, I assume, to get the spells back?
No, it's a cantrip, so he can cast it anytime, an infinite number of times.
Cool.
He needs to wait way more than an hour. Only warlocks get spells that reset after an hour, I think.
Oh, okay.
It'll take him 8 hours to reset his spells, I believe.
Long rest.
So Rik-Jaxx will try a medicine on Kazador.
Oh, yes, we need to do the Kazador dying routine.
Kazador's dying. Maybe I'll wait to see how that happens before I head up to fix the sail.
You try to stop Kazador from dying. It does not work.
Someone, I need a hand here. This is bad.
Your hands are covered in blood. You got your hands in his guts, and you're like, I need some help here. All right, yeah. Mortrick, you've been killed several times now. You know where to put all of the body parts back. You sew Kazador up pretty easily. Kazador, roll d4 to see how long until you wake up again. I want to ask you a question, Kazador. Can you tell me about your relationship with your father?
Dang it. I mean, I haven't quite gotten there in terms of the backstory.
I mean, I'm asking you now. You know, we can freestyle this. If you don't know anything, we'll skip it. But if you got like, Kazador was a good kid, he always listened to his dad, or Kazador was a rebellious shit.
He was a good kid.
He ran away and joined the military.
No, he was a good kid. He was always pretty like even though his dad was sort of a dick sometimes, you know, he was always willing to listen. But his dad died kind of early, fighting like the town menace that was facing his town.
So Kazador, the next time you die, you briefly awoke and threw yourself back into combat before being stabbed again. Now you're sitting on a bench in a tunnel. Everything is lit by glowing fungi, and there's a tankard in your hand filled with passable dwarven ale. And your dad is sitting next to you, sipping from a similar tankard, and goes, "Well, boy," and just sips at it.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Dad.
It's passable to see you. I'd prefer if you weren't dying all the time. You're awfully close to breaching the veil, boy, but you've got good dwarven sincerity in your heart. You do the Whiteknuckle family proud-ish.
I mean, it's the only reason why I went down there is I was trying to defend my friends.
So he like shoulder bumps you and it's just like, "Aye, friends. They're not dwarves, but they're more or less passable, except for that Rik-Jaxx fellow."
Yeah, he's an okay guy. He takes a little while to get used to him.
Is he though?
I think so.
I never met a Sveneflin that I liked.
It's a rare occurrence, but
I'm just saying, watch your coin purse around him.
So far.
I'm not Darrow. I'm not Darrow. I get confused with that all the time.
I mean, Darrow are just evil, insane dwarves. Your race is evil gnomes who are already insane.
But they're not evil.
Yeah.
That's questionable.
The deep gnomes, they're not evil.
In this edition of D&D, not all of them are evil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like not all drow are evil. Hashtag not all drow. So I feel like we have a little
hashtag yes all drow.
maybe we have a little bit of an insight as to where Kazador's systemic racism comes from.
That's true.
From his dad.
Certainly, he's been told enough stories around the fire.
Oh yeah. So he reaches out to knock his tankard against yours.
And I knock back.
You gonna be here a while, kid?
Not too long, I think. I think I'm ready to get back up. I was just ready to get back up, and then they went for a low blow there.
So he looks down into his glass and then sips from it and says, "Why aren't you in the tunnels, boy? Why aren't you in the tunnels?
The tunnels are gone.
You're so far from the stone. You're so far from the clan. What are you doing here?"
They've disappeared, and now I'm trying to find what took them.
And you think some magical flute is gonna lead you to the Whiteknuckle clan?
I heard these are demonic items, demonic artifacts, and that is who. I mean, that's what came through the tunnels when I blacked out.
I always told the elders they delved too deep. They told me there was no such thing as too deep. Well, they found it that day.
There's always too deep. I was telling them not to go, but I did get greedy.
Hashtag too deep.
Yeah.
Time works strange here, boy. But let me tell you a tale. And then we fade to black on Kazador hanging out with Dad. He's telling you fishing stories of this time he caught an enormous glow pike in the undercurrent. The rest of you, after an hour, Kazador wakes up. The ship is, I wouldn't say in total chaos, but it's all hands on deck, including the captain, who finally retakes his captainy stance. He still hasn't slept since since you entered the narrow strait, so he's running on like 2.5 days no sleep. You don't understand half the things he's saying. You occasionally catch the word landlubber. None of you are particularly nautical, so you don't understand what a windlass is, but he keeps shouting that word quite a bit. You continue moving at a pretty good pace, and with Mortrick's repair of the sails, you are now able to keep moving.
Were we able to do a short rest? Do we get hit points with short rest?
You can take a siesta on deck. The crew are willing to allow you to stand down from your watch for a little while to rest. Hal brings up some water and some apples and some bread, and also some nice dried meat. Looks like beef jerky.
How many hit points do we get with the short rest?
You can spend hit dice in order to recover. So you have as many hit dice as you have levels, and then you roll them to see how much hit points you get back.
So that'd be 2.
Yes, you can roll up to 2. So you could just be like, I will take 0, 1, or 2.
Right, I'll do 1.
Okay.
So,
And you recover them at half your level a day. So after a long rest, you'll get 1 back.
So was I awake before the short rest started?
I feel like you're waking up. It triggers the short rest.
Okay. So can I do a second win before I do the?
Sure, why not? You're just like, yeah! You wake up, you take a deep breath, and then you sit down and take a nap.
Right. That'd be up to. All right, and then I'll spend a 1 hit die again for the short rest. I guess.
Okay. And do you get all your second win back on a short rest, or is that a long rest?
Yeah, it's a.
All right. Well, you can just power heal as a fighter.
Yeah.
Kazador recovers quickly. He gets some color back. The bleed, like, it's not like the scars are going to go away anytime soon. He got stabbed in the gut from the front and the back. His armor is going to require a little bit of repair, but he looks good for a guy that just died twice.
Yeah. And you know what? I guess I'll spend the second hit die if I can. Still.
I mean, you have to decide ahead of time.
Okay.
So spending 1.
Why are we doing hit dice? We're going to be long resting soon, aren't we?
You aren't even 2 hours into your 8-hour watch.
Oh, that makes sense then. Yeah. I think I'm full health, though. So I will not be short resting. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. The night continues onward. As dawn rises, you all are dismissed to head back to sleep, but everybody else stops the boat. They anchor rather than trying to make the last run. The captain's just like, "Men, I know we're all exhausted. There's no way we're gonna make the run like this. I can see half of you can't stand straight, and not a man of you should feel ashamed of it. We've been under attack constantly, but I think we finally outrun the merfolk if Sahagan are coming aboard. The two nary get along. We'll keep a light watch, a skeleton crew as it were, and we'll all just go to sleep. Everybody go the fuck to sleep."
I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. You're lying.
The Samuel L. Jackson reading of that book is so funny. I'm losing it. Yeah, so the captain goes to sleep. What do you guys want to do? I mean, you're dismissed. You can
I don't think we should all go to sleep. Do you?
I'm gonna recover.
Great.
Hal's just like, don't worry. I'll spend some time on watch.
I'll stay up with Hal because I'm full health. Well, I guess I need to get my spells back.
I'll stay up.
I'll recover.
All right, yeah. I'm going to take Cass's hand and be like, remember, this doesn't mean anything, but let's go down and take a nap.
It definitely doesn't. Like, just swat away his hand.
In my culture, that means we're married. You get your key points back on a short rest, so yeah, you're actually pretty good, Runa.
Yep.
I mean, we already know you're pretty good at combat, but you're also good at readiness now. Nothing happens during the day watch. So right around afternoon time, most of the crew begins crawling out of bed. They seem to be, if not completely refreshed, then at least in better shape than days after days of work with no sleep, and constantly being woken up during attacks. Breakfast is hearty, lots of protein. The last of the ship's eggs are used to make omelets for everyone. Hal gets in there and makes sure everybody gets a little bit of cheese on their omelets, a little bit of tomato sauce as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Al. I also need your help getting back into that plate armor, I think.
So he's like, don't worry. I'll just have my boy. I don't have a name for him yet, but and he snaps his fingers, and then your plate armor begins like moving across the room and like attaching itself to you, strapping, like it's literally just like strapping itself to your body. While Hal is busy eating, and while you're eating as well, like your armor just begins
back some bad memories.
fitting itself. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys fought in animated armor.
But I'll accept it because I get to eat while doing it.
So yeah, like while you're bringing your fork to your mouth, like part of your gauntlet slaps itself onto your hand. But it doesn't stop you from moving. You're still just, everything moves perfectly. The unseen servant is excellent at his job. So Hal's just like, I'm taking a vote for his name. Do you guys, or her name? You know, I don't want to.
I've always been
It's just an incorporeal serpent that you can't, or servant you can't see.
Of Mortrick or Egan or Hattlespar. I think.
Okay, none of those are viable.
All of those are excellent.
No.
Excellent choices.
You might be the man who hands me the money, but you are not the boss of this situation.
Well, I mean, Hal, you know him best. We don't.
I have known him as long as you have.
Yeah, but you. How do you communicate with him? You just hand gesture. It's
think, and he does it.
Let's just call him servant.
He sounds kind of creepy. You know that,
Servy?
right?
He's
Servant.
like, he looks shocked. He says, "How dare you?" The unseen servant is an ancient spell that has been handed down from master to apprentice.
So you see this as like a butler type thing.
Of course.
Okay.
Isn't that exactly what this? I mean, it's called unseen servant.
I guess. Yeah.
Consuela.
I don't.
It's not like he's very strong. I mean, he can only lift like 10 pounds.
Very few dwarves would enter into servant service, so I'm not really familiar with people.
Oh,
who...
I'm sure there's been dwarven wizards who've used this spell before. I mean, I don't know of any, but
yeah, I don't think a fellow from Apple Valley would.
he's just like, well, yeah, it's not like I'm an expert on dwarfness, but I mean, I do have some mystical secret knowledge now. And he like picks the book up, and you all start hearing whispers, and the crew are just like, "What's that noise?" He slowly lowers the book back down and lets it go.
Yeah, about that. I think we're gonna have a chat about that once we reach Havens. At least,
He's just like,
I'm very concerned.
What are you concerned about?
The whispers? Don't you hear the whispers?
I do, but they only tell me, you know, the future, secret knowledge. Look, sometimes you have to pay a price for power.
I'm always suspicious of unearned power, and I don't know what price you're paying, but
so he's just like, you think I haven't earned it? I've stood by your side over the weeks. I've stood where others have run.
I've seen many warriors fall, and they haven't gotten nearly what you have gotten, and they gave their lives. I wouldn't say you quite earned this, but
he's just like, I've worked my entire life. Hard work in the field.
What are you, 60?
He's like, yes, 60.
Come on, man. Yeah, just leave it be, Cat.
I've known miners that worked in the mines for hundreds of years.
Well, look, I'm not a dwarf, and I'm not going to apologize for not being one. I'm also not going to apologize for selling my soul for power, okay? It's fine. It's just a small part of it. You know, I called out for help, and I found help from an unlikely place. As long as we're in his domain, it'll be fine. I'm sure that he watches out for us even now.
And what do you think? What do you make of those creatures that we killed?
Well, they look kind of elfy.
They don't look like your master in the dream?
Oh, my master was like a giant serpent coiled around the world, whose body was the ocean.
I don't know what to, I'm gonna make an inside check, I guess.
Okay. What are you looking for? You want to know if he's lying? You want to know what?
I want to know what the creature is.
So I mean, insight check isn't going to tell you that.
Okay.
You could make a religion check. You could make an arcana check.
Okay.
But like Kaz, listen, lots of weird people worship weird things. That's how we live in the world we live in. That's why there are gods, because some people are stupid. Like, you're not going to be able to solve his problems.
There's nothing stupid about worship. Only what's stupid is worshiping the wrong thing.
Yeah, that is exactly what's stupid about worship.
Okay, so Kazador, I don't know where you've learned this knowledge. But you've heard whispers of a god from beyond the fabric of reality. He's not native to this realm. The other gods shun him and try to restrict his power, for which he is known as Thordor, the Chained Leviathan. It's said that the waves of the world are him turning in his sleep as he slumbers, attempting mightily to break from the bindings gods have placed upon him. His knowings are unknown to mortals. His motives are incomprehensible. He cannot be understood. Everything he does is madness. But he does offer great power from the secrets that he trades. It is known that cultists who worship him, or at the very least have been touched by him, can become so filled with ancient knowledge beyond the reckoning that they are mighty in combat. They bring out spells that no other have ever seen. They sometimes manifest things they could never know. Knowledge that has been lost to the ancient times.
Can I do a history check just to maybe know the reputation of this god?
I mean, Kazador hasn't told you this yet, out loud. If he does, though, yes.
Under my breath, I tell them what you tell me.
Okay. So you're making a history check about Thordor, the Chained Leviathan? Sure. Make a history check.
Is it Thorador or Tharador?
Thordor. Thardur, with an apostrophe between the Thar and the Dur. 24. Yeah. I mean, as far as people make information about Thordor public, you pretty much know it. So he arrived on the realms before the birth of mortal races. His coming has been recorded by the gods, and so clerics have tracked him throughout the ages. Every few hundred years, he becomes active again, choosing new champions to spread out across the world. They don't spread his word. No one actively preaches for Thordor. And they aren't particularly concerned with political power or anything like that. They seek ancient relics that are powerful enough to travel to locations where the bindings the gods have placed on him are weak and try to shatter it. Sometimes agents of Thordor have been known to fall on either side of conflicts. Sometimes they are seen as great saviors and champions, very powerful sages who show up in the nick of time and share their knowledge to turn the tide. And sometimes they're seen as horrendous villains who will stop at nothing to acquire artifacts of power and then shatter these bindings the gods have placed. Obviously, history is told from the viewpoint of the winner. And the viewpoint of the winner in this case is the gods and the clerics who follow them. So it is a thoroughly negative tale of Thordor, more or less. He is remembered as being a villainous serpent who has come from whatever realm he previously existed in, for whatever reason, to ruin this world.
So, having told Rik-Jaxx what he knew from the religious check, he says to Rik-Jaxx under his breath, "I think we should burn the book."
You know what? I'm kind of with Mortrick on this one, because this world, we all get our strength and powers from unplanned places or unpredictable places. I think we should keep an eye on Hal, but as long as he's helping us, we really don't know. as far as I can tell, that this is an evil entity or not.
While you're talking, Hal's biting into a crispy apple and munching on it really loudly.
Yeah. How are you, Hal?
All right. Well, I'll give you that one, Rik-Jaxx. I guess we could let him see where this takes us. But
So he wipes his mouth and says, "So who takes what?"
well, I was still under my breath.
Right? No. Like he's catching a little bit of that. And he's like, "So he takes what?"
What was that?
So what were you saying?
Just talking to Rik-Jaxx about the battle.
Yeah, we should find where the sea is going to take us today.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to be a grueling battle against the current.
I think so. Well, maybe you should help them after you've helped me into my armor.
I love how you're like, he's cursed and damned. We should destroy the book after the armor is put on my body. Once I'm safely entombed behind 60 pounds of metal. So yeah, he puts down his apple and puts his utensils on his plate with a clatter and stands up to help the servant fit you with the armor and speeds it up by not double but by a lot. Slapping a chest piece on. I mean, there's several pieces that the unseen servant literally can't handle because it can only lift 10 pounds or so. So
Yeah.
like the chest piece, far too much for it to carry. It can drag it across the room, scratching the wood along the
I'll
way.
finish this stuff.
Yeah, so Kazador, you're fully fitted in plate mail again.
All
You're
right.
super
Like
murderable.
Like an old glove.
I mean, look, the plate mail feels great right up until you look over the side of the ship.
Yeah.
Tie yourself to the mast.
Yeah.
What is
So you have some mobility.
What is it gonna be, fighting some harpies? He's just like, I don't want to go in with the sirens. No.
I grip my nets tight to my fist and I'm ready for my harpy.
He's dying to use his nets.
Are we? It's been a long while. Are we back at full health or?
Yes, after a long rest, you're at full health, and any of you that use hit dice will recover one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
So the ship prepares to enter into the drift, and I feel like that's a good place to end the session tonight as we see the anchor come up, and the ship begins gaining the speed it will need in order to make some of these turns. So let's see here. You guys each get 100 experience points, which I mean, I don't know that's a huge amount, but it's good.
Doesn't that put us over the top?
Yeah, it puts us over leveling.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep,
right.
it
You guys are
does.
so close.
We were last time.
We're hitting goals. I mean,
Yeah,
every
we're
3 sessions getting a level. That's pretty good early on. Now that you're all level 3, at the beginning of the next session, we'll roll for your new hit points, and we'll use the starts with that number system. So you'll basically re-roll all of your hit points, and if your new number is higher, you take that. It allows for people that have shitty rolls early on, like Mortrick, to try to get more average rolls over time. I was hoping for a laugh on the Mortrick thing, but okay, it just fell flat.
I was thinking of the dice. So if you roll higher, you get the bonus, right? Because you get more hit dice. And if you
Yes.
roll lower, then you stay right where you're
You
at.
stay where you're at. So
Okay.
you trade the ability to get a definite increase every level for being way more closer to the average arc, which is going to be half your hit die number plus 1. So in a D8, you're pretty likely to end up at a 5 at every level.
Okay.
Super averaging. Is everybody just taking one level in the class that they're already in again?
Yes.
Yep.
I gotta start diversifying, but yeah, I am.
I need that third level like I need air.
Oh yeah, the third level's a biggie.
So let me ask a question. Most of you are going to end up taking an archetype at this level, if I'm correct
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Has everybody
yes.
thought of what archetype they're going to take?
Yep.
Yep.
I actually am super curious as to what Mortrick is taking for the college.
Oh, you're gonna be surprisingly disappointed.
The College of Hard Knocks.
I don't think he qualifies for that yet. He might
He's
shortly,
almost died
though.
several times.
That's true.
That's true. After this combat's over, Mortrick realizes he didn't almost die, so he faints.
Which school would you like to pick, Mortrick?
I'm gonna go with lore.
I mean, lore is pretty good. Cutting words definitely sounds like you.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, cutting words. Look, here's the thing though. Critical rules are in effect. If you want to use cutting words, you have to actually come up with
I'm sure he can.
distracting, confusing, or competent sapping thing when someone makes a roll.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
So you blow a reaction and you anti-bardic inspiration somebody.
All right, I can do it. I can come up with something.
Welcome to the College of Lore. Once you get your debts paid off, you will technically be a graduate in the Fraternitas of Lore.
Oh no, maybe I need to pick something else then.
Rik-Jaxx, archetype. Did you pick one?
Yeah, Arcane Trickster.
Oh boy, man! People want to come at Hal for having a book, but I guess you have one now too. You're now a mini wizard.
I'm a trickster, man. Nothing is ever as it seems.
You gonna try and kill him too, Kaz? Just because he's got a book? Are you a Nazi?
He's a book burner.
Is his book made of human skin?
Fahrenheit.
Look, you don't know that it's made of human skin. You haven't made any rolls. You can suspect that.
Yeah. I can suspect.
You learn Mage Hand. You get some spell slots. Oh, you don't actually need a arcane book. You just
that means you're safe from Kaz.
Yeah, you're safe from Kaz. You can now use Mage Hand Ledger Domains, so you can like steal stuff using your Mage Hand at distance.
Yep. Can pick locks using Mage Hand.
That's pretty good for locks like shit that explodes and kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Runa.
So yeah, there's lots of cool stuff coming. And 4th level's another big level, so
All right.
super excited.
Just make sure that you know that you can only pick spells from the illusion and enchantment list after you pick cantrips.
Except for an occasional wizard spell. There's like 2 or 3 during the whole course of my leveling that I can pick a different wizard spell.
Let's see here. I don't think so. It literally says you must choose from enchantment or illusion.
It's in there.
Yeah,
I've gone over
when
like
you
a million
level, you
times.
pick more wizard spells, but they have to be from those specific schools of enchantment and illusion. Kazador, archetype.
Yeah, Battlemaster, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, your tanking ability just went up through the roof. Do you know which maneuvers you're going to take?
Sort of. I was sort of going to take trip, I think.
Such a dick.
Well, I mean, I think it's natural one for a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might I suggest goading attack?
Yeah, I was going to try. Yeah, goading and then maneuvering.
Okay, those 3 are all solid picks.
Yeah.
Do you get 3 when you start off? Yep, you learn 3
you get
maneuvers.
3. I might change those maybe, so I'll read through them next week.
You get a new artisan tool that you're proficient with. So
Right.
beyond just being a mason, you now can be proficient in something else.
Yeah.
You're now a super fighter. Runa, do we? You were like, I'm gonna go with whatever archetype the story gives me. Have you figured out what that is now?
No.
Well, you have exactly 1 week probably to come up with that.
Yes, I have no idea.
I mean, there's some interesting choices.
I have an idea, but I don't really know.
Way of the 4 Elements is universally considered to be fucking useless, though. Just as a quick tip.
Yeah, I don't really want to be an airbender or a fucking what are they called?
Avatar.
Avatar. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's also just basically useless in general.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to take a level in Monk, and that's what I'm going to pick then.
If you pick Open Hand and you get to 17th level, on the offhand chance we play for like 2 years, you do get that thing where you punch somebody and you can just be like, and now you die, and clench your fists and their heart explodes. It's called Quivering Palm. It's super badass. It used to be a thing all monks got.
Thinking like, well, maybe Drunken Master.
Ah, yes, from UA. Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a lot of you being drunk lately, though. Just that one time.
No, we've been on a ship. It's probably not.
Look, if there's one place you're gonna get drunk, it's definitely on a fucking ship, man.
That's true.
You literally have nothing to do for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, I might have taken a few swigs from that whiskey you gave me from the what's his face.
Low key drinking on the off hours, and maybe a little bit on the on.
Not really.
When you use flurry of blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. What the shit? You gain proficiency with brewer's supplies. So Runa wakes up the next morning. Here's Kazador going, oh yeah, we got to destroy Hal's book. He's got some weird stuff. And Runa's like, I know how to make beer all of a sudden. And I walk faster when I'm drunk.
Yep. Power walk.
Don't worry, Kazador, you got him on lockdown though. You've nailed the person in the party who's most dangerous. The guy with the book.
It's a pretty suspicious book. I mean, right?
I think anybody who walks faster when they're drunk is pretty suspicious.
I walk faster when I'm drunk. Sort of? No, not really.
When I'm drunk, I try to walk as little as possible. Maybe lay down for a little while, take a nap.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let's do some outros. Is everybody good for next week, by the way?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so we'll have to pressure Bearded to come up with a archetype. But when we're not using peer pressure, and when we're not looking at Runa apparently forcing everybody to not hit her by making awesome anime gestures. I mean, I assume that they're all scared of her aura and can no longer hit her. What's happening with you, Bearded?
So I just thought of her like using her key points and stuff. So she's about to use flurry of blows on all these guys.
Oh,
This
so
is
that's
her
what
at a
that
much
looks.
higher level.
Well, let's hope we get there. I can't wait to see her kill 4 zombies in one turn.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be more zombies. Gonna be a zombie here. It's gonna be a zombie here. Maybe a couple zombies out here. But I'll be finishing this tomorrow on Twitch from 1 to 5 Pacific Standard Time if you guys are around. If you'd like to check out any of my social medias, it's beardedjalapno at Instagram and Twitter. I don't really use anything else. So yeah. Over to you, Mick.
I'm Mccomicker. I'll be providing art next week. And in a change of pace, I think I might also work on a single picture. But we'll see. I am on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram as Mccomicker. And I mostly work on comics. But no one holds hands, unlike Connor's comic.
I mean, I think we got a little bit of hand holding now with this new little bit that was drawn, I think yesterday. But yeah, and that comic is called White Ash, and you can see it being made here on Twitch pretty often, most days of the week. I'll be back on tomorrow, and actually, I think I'm going to start streaming now. So if you guys want to check me out, I'm right there at twitch.tv/conorhughes. Starting Monday, we have a Kickstarter that we're launching off, assuming everything goes well. So yeah, check us out. That's Kickstarter with White Ash. And you'll probably, if you Google that, you'll probably get us, I assume.
I'm gonna Google it right now. Kickstarter White Ash.
Well, the current one isn't on right now, so you won't be able to find it.
White Ash 1-4.
Yeah, we got 1 through 4 right now, and then we're doing the trade. So it's actually sort of a really good time to jump in if you're curious. All right, Chaos, over to you.
All right, so I'm PlanetKhaos on Twitch, Chaos with a K. You can find me on Instagram, PlanetKhaos_art. And actually, I'm PlanetKhaos art on Twitch as well. So I'll be streaming later as well, maybe in about an hour. And that's it. I draw D&D characters. I'm all about D&D right now. I'm West Coast.
Oh, wow. So it's really not that late for you guys.
No, not that late.
It's like 9 o'clock.
All right,
West
Bearded.
Coasters. I know we did
you go
Bearded.
already?
Bearded was first.
Oh my God.
Bearded.
I cannot even keep track. So that's everyone. AP, it's over to you.
Oh, thanks. See, no, look, this is famous, right? Okeanos, the cast continuously forgot to do my intro, and then they forgot to do it again in the finale. It was like the 20th episode. I've reminded them for like 10 episodes in a row to let me do my outro. Finale episode. They literally were like, all right, so we're done, right? And I'm like, I didn't do my outro, but it's fine. I'm not important here. I'm not an artist, but I'm going to be trying to convince these artists to let me bring another artist on. I really want to bring Aricido on, if you guys are cool with it. Don't let me press you on stream publicly. But off stream, I'm going to try to pressure you. Because his idea for the show when it started was that the audience would like ask about the art, ask about techniques, and I know that when he watches other artists, he's like, "Oh, that's cool. How are you doing that?" You know, like, "Oh, you know, like this brush might be a better one," or, you know, like he's so curious about people making art. If I had to say, he's not 100% a Connor, but the closest person that he can match is probably Connor. So I'd be super curious to have him on a Connor episode.
Let's do it.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to him about it. Are you up for drawing in like 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I don't know where we are in the schedule.
I think after Mick,
It's me next week and then Connor. Yeah.
All right, so in 2 weeks. All right, I'll let him know. That's my outro, is to talk about somebody else. Perfect. We'll be back next week to see how powerful these characters are and what is in store in the town of Havens. And what kind of magic lessons Mortrick has along the way.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to see Mortrick as a teacher. Mr. Hattlespar?
Mr. Mort.
Not Mr. Mort. Come on now. That sounds bad.
That's what the kids call you when you're not paying attention.
Oh, could you imagine calling a teacher by their first name with a Mr. in front of it? Oh, it just sounds wrong.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Ugh, yeah. All
When I
right.
said that's what they did. I wonder why they didn't respect me as a person.